Hey, Lo-Ryders. It's your favorite content creators, me. So today, still on season 1, episode 1 of Heart and Hustle Houston. And I want to talk about Alaina Saulsberry and LeBrinaJackson's conversation about Alaina's marriage to Josh. I appreciate the fact that she felt comfortable enough to come to LeBrina and talk to her in regards to what was going on in her marriage and what previously happened in her relationship. From what I'm understanding, they both were cheated on, but they chose to stay, and I'm okay with that. She's also concerned, Alaina is also concerned about being enmeshed in the business with her husband because she wants her own entity. You know, she owns Color du Jour, which is her makeup business where she does celebrities and so forth and so on like that. And she wants to be able to stand on her own. I know this may not be what a lot of you guys want to hear, but this is what I want to talk about, and hopefully you'll listen, and hopefully you'll get on board, and hopefully you'll offer your input. But first of all, I want to say that I do like Alaina out the gate. She appears to be very guarded. She appears to be a strong woman, but she's guarded because although these women are her friends, she knows who's going to be catty and who's going to be shady and who's going to be nice, nasty, etc. So who I think would be catty would be Chloe, shady would be Manera, and nice, nasty would be Latoria. LeBrina seems very sincere to me. Beautiful, natural, beautiful woman. She just seems more sincere to me, and she literally listened to what she was saying. Now, Alaina did not, or Alaina, I don't know why I keep calling her Alaina. Please forgive me, y'all. I don't know why Alaina felt more comfortable to go to LeBrina, but there's obviously something that made her feel like this is the one that I can trust. Now, mind you, this is only season 1, but this is what I'm seeing. Because based on some of the comments and how some of the women have acted in just this short amount of time that I've known them, I feel like Alaina's going through a lot in her marriage. I don't know if there's still infidelity in her marriage, but something's going on. But I also want to say this to you, YouTube family and Lo-Ryders. She doesn't have to tell anybody about her business, her marriage, or anything about that. I learned this a long time ago. I had a best friend. Mind you, we're still friends, okay? But I told her everything about what was going on with me and my man. They are still married today, 30 plus years later, okay? So sometimes you got to know when to hold and fold. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to learn how to keep stuff to your heart. Everything that you're going through is not for every friend or associate in your circle. And I appreciate that Alaina is being mindful of who she talked to, and she chose to talk to LeBrina first because LeBrina seems to be the most, I want to say, stable in love and where she worked to be in her marriage, because she's had infidelity in her marriage. But the man she has now is not the man he was. And I can understand that. When I first met my husband, because I'm from New York City, okay? Born and bred. My husband is a DJ, okay? He's Portland, Oregon. He was married before. He has 2 beautiful daughters, Michelle and Nicole. My husband cheated on his wife for a lot of the marriage, because you know with semi-celebrity comes the groupies. and the women that's throwing everything at him and stuff. So at that young age, I guess he couldn't control himself, because as long as they wanted him, he was going to give them what they wanted. By the time I met my husband, he had him and Liddell had divorced, and I'm not going to call her name again because I shouldn't have called her name the first time, but they had divorced. But she was still wanting him back, because her whole thing was, although he hadn't cheated in a while, she still thought he was, and she still kept throwing that in his face, so forth and so on. The bottom line is, if you're gonna forgive your husband for cheating, you can't keep bringing it up. There was a part in our relationship when we first got together where she tried to kidnap him. She took his car keys. She knew where he worked and everything, and she was sitting in his car when he got out, because, of course, he doesn't lock his car door. I don't lock mine either, because if you're going to steal, just go ahead and steal. I would much rather you steal than break my windows and stuff out and cause me more money. Okay, the little material stuff, this is in my car, I can replace that. But there's certain damages you do to my car that I may not be able to replace or have the money to replace. But that's a whole nother story. I know I'm going on a tangent, y'all. But she called herself kidnapping my husband because she wanted him to come back. And he had already made the decision that he wasn't going to go back because of the throwing him out and bringing him back, and throwing him out and bringing him back, and the fact that she kept bringing up his cheating when he hadn't cheated in 5+ years at that juncture in their marriage. So he was done. When he met me, the marriage was over. Everything was done. Boopity boppity bam. But the minute she found out about me, it became a big explosion. All kinds of lies were told about me, so forth and so on. And I was the one he cheated on all these years. Mind you, I had just moved from New York. I didn't know who Michael Vance was, okay? I told you in a previous story that I asked my best friend, Mabel Frazier at the time, who Michael Vance was. And plus, my brother knew him. But from what my brother knew, he liked Michael. Like I said, my brother don't like nobody in America, including me. But he liked Michael Vance, okay? So I understand where Alaina's coming from if her husband is still cheating, or possibly cheated prior to their sleeping in separate bedrooms, where she doesn't want to share that information with her friends because... mind you, all of this is actual, alleged in my opinion, with some actual and factual. But Chloe would be the type of woman that, although she said her husband wasn't fine, she would roll up on him. That's the type of, that's what I get from Chloe. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but that's what I get from her. She would be the type, you want to be all up in her business. Why? You got a young buck you so in love with or so happy with sexually. Why you worried about me and my husband? It ain't none of your business. And what does my relationship with my husband have to do with you and what's going on in your life? But I like the fact that Alaina and LeBrina sat down and had a conversation, and LeBrina genuinely told her, I love you, I'm here for you. And that Alaina felt really comfortable going to LeBrina as opposed to any of the other ladies at this time. I'm sure she will get to explaining to the other ladies what's going on, but she needed to get her feet wet and see who she could trust. And I believe she can trust LeBrina. That's all I have to say about this. I know this is a very short video and it's not what you're looking for, but I am reviewing a show. Again, the show is Heart and Hustle Houston. Please watch the show, y'all, because I enjoy it so far. My intention is to break up the pieces. I may not review a whole episode at a time. I want to review scenes because it's more content that way, number one, and because we can actually break down what's actually happening. When you have everything all jumbled up together, sometimes you get lost in the sauce, or what you're saying gets lost in the sauce. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that, yes, I am going to be reviewing the show. And sometimes I may do a whole episode, and sometimes I may want to break it down. But when it comes to Chloe, I'm definitely going to be breaking down each episode with her, because so far I don't like her. I'm sorry, I just don't like her. It's just something about her. And then it's just something about the way she treats her son Nico, that she seems to think that he is responsible for raising her children. And I'm still bothered by that. But go ahead and look at my previous video, y'all, where I talked about Chloe and how I feel about her relationship with her young buck and bringing him home to meet her children, and then, you know, insisting that Nico be respectful to him. He don't have to be respectful to him. No child has to be respectful to a man that's not their father, that you have dropped into our family life without a lead-in. You dig? So if you didn't lead in and say, I'm dating, and then I'm interested, and then I'm liking, and I think I possibly could love, and I'd like you to meet him, then fuck all that other nonsense. You dig? Fuck all that other nonsense. But back to Alaina and LeBrina. So far, I think these are my two favorite characters. And I shouldn't say characters, because they're not characters. It's a reality show. My two favorite women on the show. Roz, I kind of like, but she's giving me a little ghetto. She's savvy. Don't get me wrong. She's business savvy, but she's a little ghetto. Munira, although she was the electrical engineer that is now a content creator, I get that she's the cutie pie in the bunch. Latoria, I don't trust her. I don't trust her because she gives me the attitude that although you guys have been in business longer than me and been doing your thing, I know what I'm doing, period. But we'll talk about that as the show goes on. I hope you guys will stay tuned. Please come and like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate each and every one of you if you follow me on this journey, because I'm not going to be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I may talk about Melody Cherie at some time or another, but I'm not going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville because I don't like those people. Okay? I don't like those people. I think Kimmy's full of shit. Letitia's a nasty witch. Her mama's a nastier witch. Martell is just a Mitch walking around in tight pants. The only one I really truly like is Marceau. I was trying to like Chris Fletcher and Lornell, but they have disappointed me. And everybody know I don't like Destefani. Okay? So, come on in. Tell me what you think about this video. And I hope to see you guys on Saturday night where we have our Jamaican oxtail and cabbage. And then our fried plantain. And possibly carrot cake. I ain't gonna promise. And then we're gonna have some peas and rice or rice and peas, depending on which side of the globe you live on. All right? And probably pineapple sodas. I don't know, with some sparkling water. I don't know what we're going to have yet. Well, to drink. But I know about the food menu. Oxtails are already in the freezer on deck. Okay, y'all? So come back Saturday night and join me for our 30-minute live. And Chef Dawn, I hope to see you there, boo. Mwah. Smooches. Wakanda forever, babies. Mwah. Peace.